Hey, welcome back in the developers equity loan section. Now, this also has two different options, and we will quickly discuss. As you know, there's not a lot of blue here, so you don't have to worry about too many things that are happening. But let's see what we can do with this. So, in your project setup here, we had the developers loan, and we said yes to it. I know when we started, it was no, but now I want to show you things how they're going to come about. So I wanted to show that to you. Now this means that I'm going to loan 2.5 million to this project, and the interest rate that I'm going to charge is the same interest rate that I'm paying on my offset account with my home loan or whatever. But I'm pulling out equity from another facility and adding it to this development, so I can I can do this development. Let's say these are very common things happens all the time, and sometimes I see that there's no option for people to be able to calculate that interest rate here. So these calculations are now built into Lead Developer. Okay, we've got options. We got two options to inject developers equity in the loan. One is inject equity when required, which is a manual system where every month, as and when the money is required, you are putting in money into the project, 5,000, 10,000, whatever, as and when it is coming in. So you can use that method in order to calculate those interest costs, or you can also use a lump sum payment that you're putting in 2.5 million, and you can decide what time it is going to go into the project and what time is going to come out of the project. So the first option is that we will inject the equity when it's required, because this is already set. So if I go into my finance option, you'll see that it says yes over here, and it says developers equity injections manual, and it says yes over there. That's why there's no amount here that has come in, loan from developer as a lump sum. That's why the value is 0. Why? Because whatever value you put in here, 2.5 million, if you select yes, we'll have no implication here. So you can come in to this section, and again, I'll zoom out and show you what it is. So over here, we've got this option where we've got developers equity injection, so as and when required. So if I say, okay, I look at my expenses and I say, oh, it's 32,000 over here, and then I've already spent a bit of amount here. So you know what? I'm gonna put in, let's say 60,000 at this point, and then over here, I'll have to put in 340,000 in order to settle the project. So let's say 350,000. I'm gonna put in here at this point. So if you are going with this option, you can keep looking at what the payments that are required and how they are working, and then add them as and when you want. Basically looking at your timeline, looking at when the money is required, and you can make manual injections of equity into the project. You still, however, have to decide when is that money going in, and it is always best to figure out when that money is going to come out. So again, it'll be month after construction loan is paid out. So if you select somewhere earlier, which is not possible because it is your own money, your own development, you've injected money into the project, so your money will come out towards the end. However, it is totally open for you to select when it's going to come in. So let's say I'm putting in 60,000 over here. So let's say it went in on 1st of February, but I will go with this option, which is 31st of March. So let me just type MAR, and I can select the one when it's going to come out, because that will enable the software to calculate the interest starting from 1st of February to 31st of March, based on the equity injections that you have made. Although you'll be paying interest on 60,000. Well, the project would be paying interest on the 60,000 starting February, but at this point it will become 410,000, because that is what the total is all about. So I can go in here and I can add another $1 million, let's say, because the equity is required or whatever. Now this total just is 100% manual. It is not the 2.5 mil that we had over here. So let's just save and refresh this thing. And after the save and refresh, you'll see that it has done all the calculations for you and it's available right here. So let's zoom in a little bit and see what we've got. So it's telling me that the total amount that I have injected as a developer is 1.4 mil. And we have done that. We have done that basically all manually, as per the requirement. Now, if I wanted to pay this loan out, I can put 1410 over here and pay this loan out towards the end of it. But I wanted to show you a second option, and the second option here was where we select inject equity when required. So instead of that, we say, instead of yes, we go no. So what that means is that we are injecting 2.5 mil at 3.89% as a lump sum. So when I click save and refresh over here, this will get updated because I have selected no over here. And I'm just going to jump to finance because there is no other impact. We haven't made any changes that have an impact on the following sheets. It just has an impact on the finance sheet. So because the finance sheet is a big sheet, it takes a touch longer to do this, because all these, see what happens with a Google Sheet add-on is that we have a code that's sitting on Google Cloud. And whenever we press a button, it goes and fetches all the calculations from Google Cloud and brings them back here. So now when it is updated, you will see that it uses 2.5 million as your developer's equity contribution. You decide that it's going in on 1st of February and it is coming back on the 31st of March 22, which is for 26 months. And if there are any loan application fees and things, there is an opportunity for you to put those details in there. But usually it is your own money, so you won't be charging a line fee or a mortgage registration fee or anything like that. So is there all we need to do now? The only reason it's showing error over here is because this loan isn't paid out as yet. So I need to pay this loan out and put in 2.5 million. And once I do that and I press save and refresh, you will notice that by the time it comes back, everything has been okayed out. That means all our balances are matching, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all there is in developers equity. And I'll see you in the next video.